Welcome back to the Category Mistake. I am your host, Richard Mariello. I'm the only host. I don't know why I always say that every week, but I do. Today we're going to talk about something that was brought to my attention a while ago, but today was reiterated to me, and it kind of suits where I've been going lately with these podcasts. Someone said to me today that they were talking to someone that I work with, and the person I work with was telling them that they liked working with me because I like to teach them, and I was teaching them how to do the job really well, and yada, yada, yada. And then the person said, well, Richard was a teacher. And she's like, yeah, but he hasn't really taught, and this is different. This isn't teaching in a school. And then she said, well, Richard's DNA is teaching. That's what he does. That's what he's meant to do. That's his thing. It doesn't matter if it's in a classroom or in Target or in Afghanistan. Richard teaches. That's what he does. That's what he's meant to do. And that got me thinking, because I've heard this before and I've never actually thought about it. Does everyone, this whole predestination, predetermination, everyone has a soulmate, everyone has a job, everyone has something that they're meant to do. Is that a thing? Is that reality? I'm not sure. Back when I was, a teenager, I thought I was going to be a great basketball star. And that's really all I thought of. I didn't think of any other job for real because, growing up with my parents, I didn't see that as such a thing as a dream job, as something I was meant to do. Then as the story goes, and you've heard, if you've listened to this before, I was told I was going to be a teacher. I laughed about it. I joked about it. I said, that's never going to happen. And then I became an adult and realized I like teaching. I like showing people things or new ways of looking at things. And it's really informative for me because it challenges me to learn more than I even knew before. Because I always think to myself, if my students are smarter than me, then I'm failing at my job. And I don't like to fail. So that got me thinking. I'm not doing my dream job right now. I can say that for a fact. I'm not. But I'm teaching. Every day I'm working. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to show. I'm trying to push forward a way of thinking that can help future generations, either at my house or at Target or, at the gas station. Doesn't matter. Wherever I talk to people, that's just who I am. So I looked it up just for giggles. Pre-COVID, 43% of people said they were doing their dream job. So almost half the people said they either are doing or have done their dream job. And they started on average around the age of 23. So that means half of Americans have done their dream job or are in their dream job. This past year, the New York Times did a poll, and it said only 7% of people were now doing their dream job or even had a dream job. Which means in 4 years, roughly, people have lost all hope and they've kind of lost what they're supposed to do. Now, some of this I think can be blamed on colleges. Let's be honest. All of us who've gone to college or are thinking about college or have kids who are going to college makes these big dreams, these big pictures. But then you graduate college and you get the big bill. And you look at the bill and you think to yourself, if I do this job that I have a degree for, I will not make enough money to pay off the bill. So you start doing the job, but then you do a side job. And even then, you're not making enough money. So then you see other jobs that don't require a college degree that you can make more money at. And so you go and do that job. And that dream is still in the back of your head. Once I get this college loan paid off, or once I get my car paid off, or once I get this, I'm going to go back and really push myself to do my dream job. Most people don't. Every day I work at Target, every day I think to myself, am I ever going to teach again? Am I ever going to do it? Or be a real teacher? Not, I'm teaching, I get that. There's joy I have when I do that. Not gonna lie, I love doing it. I don't care if it's for money or not. It's enjoyable. I love it. But am I ever gonna do it again? And I don't know. And that scares me a little bit. And so I was thinking to myself, I work with a lot of young people who have these dreams. And when I was teaching even, these kids would tell me, this is what I want to do when I grow up, or this is my dream job, or this is where I'm going with my life. And I always asked them why. And I still ask them why. I'm like, why? And some of them have really good, they're right on top of it. They're like, because this is my passion. This is what I enjoy to do. I can make a good career out of it. Yada, yada, yada. All the right words for a dad figure like me. But then you have the others. And the others used to be 50-50. Now the others are more 80-20. There's more people than not that the answer is, I don't know. There's a girl today I met who is going to college to be a digital artist. Now, the degree she's getting will most likely give her a job, yes. But not for the amount of money that she's paying for the colleges she's going to. With AI and everything else going on in the world we live in, digital art is going away. Just like art is going away. Just like music is not what it used to be. You used to be a music teacher for 30, 40 years and everyone would love you and everything would be perfect. And it was great. You could retire at the same school you taught at for 30 years and everyone would be great. Now, music teachers, some schools don't have a music teaching budget. They don't have bands. They don't have art classes like they used to. They don't have a lot of things that I had growing up. Being a music teacher now is more difficult than it ever could be. Being a new music teacher, you might want to learn other skills. I joke with people that work at Starbucks saying, what's your degree in? And I used to think I was being mean, but then you get answers like, I was music ed, or I was graphic design, or I was an English major, or all these things that sound cool until you try to find a job. If there's 40 people graduating with an English major degree and 2 jobs out there for someone with an English major degree, you don't have a great chance of being an English major in doing your job. I have found this out that I picked a teaching profession, history teacher, that there are history teachers everywhere and they don't like to leave. They like to stay in that job forever. So history is not going away from schools, it's just the teachers don't go away. They like their jobs, they stay there. English teachers, math teachers, science teachers, they quit all the time because standards. They have all these testing standards and they have to meet all these criteria for state and federal. There's not a state or federal test for history. You teach it. And you teach it in a way that the history, if you do it right, comes alive. The student learns something and they become a well-rounded human being. You don't worry about the student becoming a well-rounded human being in science, in math, in English. You worry about them passing a test. So teachers like that, they leave, unfortunately. Or the schools hire brand new teachers and they get rid of the old ones because the old ones cost too much money. My thoughts also go back to my children and even to my wife. When I met my wife so many years ago, she wanted to study music at Franklin Pierce College. Well, we got married, we had a child, we got married. That dream went out the window. And for the longest time, her family, I think her family still does, some of them, and others, including myself, really blamed me for ruining her life, for ruining her dream. She wanted to play music because she loves playing music. She plays music now. But her dad played music, her uncles plays music. That's just what she's always just played in bands, and that's what she's done. So we had her daughter. We had her two other kids. She was a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And then she asked to go back to college, or to go to college. I said, absolutely. She decided to go into psychology. And I think she fell in love with it. Now she works with patients and clients, and she's got 2 master's degrees in psychology, and she's wicked smart. And I would say now she's doing her dream job. So her dream job at 18 is not the same dream job she has now. My dream job at 18 is what my dream job is now, but that doesn't always happen. The difference is she took time, she grew up, she became a human, an adult human, not a teenager, not someone with, dreams and aspirations that were kind of hard to quantify. She became an adult, and she realized, wait a minute, I like this better. And it's funny to think that we suggest, or we encourage 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds to make life-altering decisions about what their dreams are. Most 18, 19-year-olds don't know where Iraq is, or, South Sudan, or Turkmenistan is. They don't know where any of these places are. They've never been anywhere. They've never done anything. And we're telling them to choose a degree that's going to cost them $50,000 a year. And then in 4 years, they're going to graduate with $200,000 worth of debt in a job that maybe they don't even like. Now, I'm not saying every child needs to get out of high school, get married, have kids, live about 10 years, and then decide what they want to do with their life. That's not what I'm saying either. But in most sports, I'll go with sports, you draft an 18, 19-year-old kid, there's a developmental league. Not a college, a developmental league. The developmental league is this. You go there to do what you think you know how to do. They pay you enough to live. And after a certain amount of time, you either have the skills or you don't. If you have the skills, you go forward and you do more. Baseball, they have single A, double A, triple A. NBA, there's G League. The NFL has, practice teams, and they have teams in Europe. Hockey has, minor league hockey. Every sport does it because they realize 18, 19-year-old kids maybe aren't ready to make life-changing decisions with all this. Now, we do internships, which should be paid, all of them. But I think it'd be smart to do a 2-year internship after high school. Hey, I really want to do this. Okay, we're going to pay you, $25,000 a year for 2 years. You're going to learn everything about this job. And if you quit before the 2 years is up, you don't get paid whatever you're left over in your contract. You can leave your contract with 30 days notice. Boom, go away, have a great life. And you can do that a couple times. Say from 18 to 25, you can do that. And it doesn't give you enough to thrive, but it gives you enough to eat, to take care of yourself. We're not talking tons and tons of money. Now, if you want to be a nuclear engineer, that job's a lot more, a lot harder than, say, security at Target. So we could tweak it, change it. The point is, if you're going to be a nuclear engineer, you're going to have a lot more debt than if you want to be a security guard at Target. You're going to go to college with a lot more debt. Now, another thing I could think of is do that 2-year internship, and that money they pay you, they also say they pay you $25,000, they give you $10,000 just for college each year. So it's actually a $35,000 job, which $20,000 of it goes towards a college career if you choose to go to college for that career. And then if you do well, that same company could hire you on for the full salary. Kind of like, an internship where they pay you for it. But you wouldn't be going into college blindly. We go to college for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to follow something we have no idea about. You go to college like, I'm going to be a space ranger. No, you're not. I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be a theater major. No, you're not. If every theater major in the world had a job, there'd be plays everywhere. You go down the street, it'd be, 18th century England. There'd be plays on the street. There's not. I know a lot of theater majors who work at restaurants and work at coffee shops because they're not doing roles in the theater. There's a lot of, acting majors and radio personality people who go to school for broadcasting who are not working in broadcasting. There are limited jobs for these jobs. And to get them, you have to sacrifice a lot. Family, friends, time, energy. Now, if it's your passion, if it's your dream, great. If you know that's what you're meant to do, and that's what your DNA is, and that's what you are, you go. You do it. But if you can't wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, I can't believe I get to be, and why are you getting up to do it? Now, I'm not saying don't work, because trust me, if I'm not doing my dream job, but I get up every day. I know for years I didn't do my dream job. I got up every day. There are responsibilities the older you get. But in my perfect world, you would get up, go to this job, learn what it is every day, do the normal job. People would teach you. You would work. And then when you went to college, you'd have a purpose. Okay, I know why I need this class. I know why I need to do this. I know what they're talking about. A lot less people would fail out of college if they knew ahead of time what was involved to get the job of their quote-unquote dreams. If your dream job is something that you can't afford to live on, and you have to do 14 other jobs and you still love your dream job, that's your dream job. But if you dread going in for an audition, or if you dread doing another portfolio for the same interview that you've had 4 times and no one ever calls you back, and you don't know why you keep doing this, maybe you should look into something else. I don't like quashing people's dreams. I don't like telling people don't do what you want to do. I'm not a big fan of people telling anyone what they can and cannot do. But people, listen to me. All of you who listen to me. Your mom, your dad, your friends, your next door neighbor, your cat, your dog, your teachers, they can't tell you what you are, who you are, and what you're meant to be. If I listened to my teachers, I would not be where I am today. I had one teacher who believed in me. All the rest of them did not. I had friends, quote unquote friends, who did not think anything that I was going towards was a good idea. I had family members telling me this is dumb, this is stupid, you could do this instead. I couldn't. I realized when I was deployed all those years ago, I cannot not teach. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, I'm trying to teach people. And it doesn't matter if I go back into a classroom or onto a college campus or to the Target parking lot or anywhere else on the planet. I will always be a teacher. That little piece of paper that college gave me doesn't mean squat to who I am. Now, I have some old students of mine who listen. And I think I told them this a lot. I used to tell them things like, I can't tell you what to do with your life. Mrs. McGregor can't tell you what to do with your life. Ms. Booten can't tell you what to do with your life. Your parents cannot tell you what to do with your life. Now, we can suggest, we can encourage, we can say things like, are you sure? But if you really want to do something crazy with life, we're going to give you warnings, but we're not going to say, hey, Haley, if you do this, you're going to fail miserably. It doesn't matter. I don't care if Haley wants to be a rocket scientist or a social worker or a sign language interpreter or work the fast food drive-thru at McDonald's. If Haley wants to be the best Haley she can be and it makes her happy, I don't care. I don't care if, Charlotte turns into a nun or if she becomes a rock and roll star. Or if Emma becomes a nuclear biologist or if she becomes a housewife with 3 kids and she loves bringing her kids to soccer. I don't care. I don't care if Max becomes a game designer or if he builds solar panels with Sean down the road for some reason. Are you doing what you love and can you thrive and live off of it? I mean, my wife is a great musician. She is. She's amazing. Could she do it as a career? I don't know. Maybe. But she loves being a therapist. She loves it. It's her thing. And by taking time, being a mom, being a wife, being an adult human, dealing with life, she got to learn that maybe the musician part is the part that she does to relax, to unwind, to chill after a long day. But every morning she wakes up and she goes to the office and she deals with people. And maybe she even does a Heimlich on a few of them to help them, breathe. But she takes care of these people because that's what she likes to do. That's what she loves to do. I will never understand my wife's passion. I will never understand some of my students' passions. I will never understand a lot of people's passions because they're not mine. That's not who I am. Just like I have people who don't understand why I love teaching middle school and high school. They think I'm crazy. They think it's weird. I love it. It's my thing. Don't let anyone, I don't care if it's a priest, a pastor, your best friend's great aunt Ida, I don't care. If you're an adult or if you're a teenager or if you're a kid and you're listening and you're thinking to yourself, well, they don't think I should. Well, guess what? They're not you. When you're able to make that decision, when you're able to say, hey, this dream I've had since I was 7, can I do it? I wanted to be like Larry Bird when I was, 7 and 8 years old. I'm not 6'9". I don't shoot the basketball like he does. I never will. I needed to come to that reality. Everyone wants to do certain things when they're young. I know some girl who wanted to be a dancer. Dancers are hard to make money in unless, you're 1 out of 100, 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 1,000,000. There's a lot of dancers and very little jobs for them. If you can do your dream and thrive, if you can do your dream and survive, not just survive, thrive enough to where every day you wake up and you think, I'm doing what I want to do and I like it and I'm okay, then do it. And I'm pretty sure it's not professional basket weaving or, interpretive dance. There's probably some out there that do that, but probably not most of you. But if you want to be a counselor, if you want to be a cook, if you want to be a digital artist, if you want to be something like that, God forbid a teacher, there's challenges with it. There's financial challenges, there's mental challenges, there's social challenges, there's challenges from parents who think they know better. There are challenges from adults who think they know better. There's challenges from your friends who think they know better. None of them are inside your mind and know your motivation. If you're motivated to do it, and this is going out to certain people dramatically, if certain people I know are motivated to do what they want to do it. It doesn't matter if you're the golden child or, Hay or anyone else. You guys have your own mind, your own spirit, your own passion. And if you can make the passion work, if your DNA says, hey, you're going to teach no matter where you are, it doesn't matter if it's on the sidewalk or in a classroom, be a teacher. And if they say, hey, you can't be a teacher, teach anyway. Go down to a Boys and Girls Club, go down to the YMCA, go down, to a church, go down to a synagogue, go down somewhere and just say, hey, I have a passion for teaching. I'd love to help you teach. Sign up to be an ed tech, sign up to be a substitute. Get in that way. Sometimes it just takes getting our foot in the door to change the world. That's what happened to me. I was supposed to be a substitute for a couple months, end of the school year. One person told me I wouldn't make it 2 weeks. She was wrong. She was wrong a lot, but that's because, she didn't like me. But now she's okay with me. So that's the deal, guys. Follow your logical dream. That doesn't mean become, hot air balloonists. That doesn't mean you're going to be a skywriter. But if your dream is to change the world one small way, one person, and you can still eat and breathe and survive and thrive, do it. Because sometimes, you don't know whose life you're changing. You can change one person's life and that person could touch so many other people's lives. David Ingrassi has saved me. He inspired me. And now I've got all these other kids in my world that I've helped because he took 10 minutes to talk to me when no one else would. Be that person. Be that dreamer. Till next time.